Go live, New, because we need to talk about that. Yeah, go live.
Oh, we live right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Because
get
I'm hot.
You are.
And you are. All right, so we live everywhere. Since we are live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I'm going to go ahead and introduce this thing properly.
Yeah.
Welcome to the No Breaks Network, your home for education and entertainment, righteousness and ratchetness, where we are never content with just content. No breaks.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world, and that's our job.
What up,
Don't be looking at me.
What's the name of the podcast?
It's a pod named Kickback. A pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
You say the whole thing. Now, Jackie, were you talking during the intro?
I'm sorry, I was laughing at Randy.
How are you talking during the intro?
I'm sorry. They still enjoyed it.
I'm gonna need y'all to get it together. There's no talking during the intro.
Get it together.
But I do want to thank you guys for tuning in to Pod Named Kickback. Talking during the intro. They had to say it 2 times. Just didn't come across like you was listening. Let me put this in the story. And all right. Got the live chat going. Everything is everything. All right, boom. Welcome to Pod Named Kickback, also known as. Wait a minute. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. Welcome to a Pod Named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest, like JB just said. You say the whole thing. I am No Breaks New, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I'll catch it. If you got it, I'll match it. Each and every week, we right back at it. I am the Black Savage, the Magneto of my people. And my hair is luxurious, bitches. Look at it. It's luxurious. I feel like the dreadlock Cat Williams.
Full of juices.
Big excited.
All right, Jack, what up?
Hi, I'm Get Fit with Jack, and you snatch, y'all. The holidays is coming up. We already got through Thanksgiving. Now we have to get through Christmas and New Year's, and I know y'all gonna be drinking, so y'all need to hit the @Get At Me Instagram @Get Fit _ Jack JACQ. Let's get it in. What's up, Randy? Welcome back, Randy.
There it is. Hey, look, I'm definitely gonna need you because I'm an eggnog dude. Like I love eggnog, and I know eggnog don't love my love handles, but I do. But hey, once again, it's your man, Mr. Man Up Monday, the Randy T, all day. You know where I be. Let's get it.
Now,
all right, man.
Hold on, now, started, Mr. Want to love handles.
There we go.
One trying to talked all this junk about working out with me. Guess what, guys? He's a no-show. It just broke my heart. Go ahead.
You know what? I'm so ashamed. I am ashamed. I should be flogged. I'm so ashamed. My brother
Amy missed the podcast.
Right.
And I did. And also, I mean, that was I'm gonna blame that on Angel on here. I'm gonna blame on her internet. Like you, I'm sorry. You keep saying you got the fastest. I don't believe it. I don't believe it because
I'm trying to blame it on her.
Look, man, I was having problems when I was doing work down the joint, so it wasn't even on there. So the streaming was a whole. When it got there, it was like, oh no, it was like, Negro, did you just forget? Like you was just getting kicked off when you was checking your emails, and you thought you was about to stream a whole podcast through here. So that was that. So look, I found out and made 2 declarations. And I hope all my family in Georgia listening. So from now on, I will depend on none of y'all to take me nowhere. I will be renting me a car the time that I get off the airport, whatever airport that I come in. It's gonna be a rental waiting on me until then. Cause y'all undependable, y'all unreliable, y'all tell me stuff, and then the next morning, y'all don't answer phones and be like, man, we popping bottles all night, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But look, y'all know I only come in town 2 times a year, and this how y'all do me. I love y'all though.
You know what I just heard? Blame it on the
Yeah, that and the family. Both. The alcohol, the family who drink alcohol.
Whoa. Okay, I'll get into this Jay-Z story that just came across my bro sent it to me. I haven't verified the sources, but it's NBC News. All right, Jack. This is straight out of the Jackson Files, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna get into our high low of the week, and we just got some breaking news.
Okay.
So let me see, where is my high low? And why does it sound like my phone is on do not disturb, but stuff is still coming through?
Oh, I gotta put mine on there too. Thank you for reminding me.
He's still sending me shit like, you gonna do this on the podcast right now. And where's yeah, they're saying that Jay-Z was involved in a situation with Diddy and an underage young lady. So I will definitely, get that information to you. Allegedly, of course, but we starting with this.
Now, high low. Who wants to go first?
High low, who wants to go first?
Yeah, go to the person that went here. Go ahead, Randy.
Oh.
Well, since I couldn't do mine, then I got to give my Thanksgiving high. Then mine is old. I missed, so I got to get mine from last.
Oh no, you don't get to get it. You should have been here. We're not going back to Thanksgiving. We're not going back to that. We our listeners are beyond that.
You can't tell me what to give my high.
Matter of fact, we're gonna skip Randy's high low. We're going straight to you, Jack. We're going straight to you, Jack.
There you go, Jack.
Oh,
I ain't mad. Move on. Skip. I'm okay. I'll sit this one out.
Sit it out.
I'll take this time out.
Should have been here.
So my high, of course, happened today. Actually, my client weighed himself, and he is now. We've been working out since February. He is now 23 pounds down. So we are.
That's what's up.
Yes. So I'm very excited about that. Physical appearance has enhanced. His mental space has enhanced. So I'm very, very happy that they're merging together as of right now. I think my low was just hearing about the earthquake in California, the 7.0 magnitude earthquake in California. So my prayers and heart go out to everybody that was affected by that.
Oh, definitely. And I just sent y'all the YouTube if y'all want to try to shoot that out. That's a cool little picture of us three right there. If y'all look at your phone, y'all see it, but I might make that the little screensaver. I would say my high of the week. Since it got I got catered to a little bit this week. I got my hair done. I had a couple of meals prepared for me. I just kind of had a good moment to get away from the world. So that was kind of cool. So I definitely had a good catering, I will say. Now, as far as my low of the week, just these mean old people. I'm out here trying to do my business, sell insurance and secure the world. And these mean old people was mean to me this week. That's about it. That was my low. They were just mean to me. Oh yeah, man. Man, I got called a nigga like 2 weeks ago. These old white people just wild, man.
Wow.
It's Trump in office. They do whatever they want now.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn. But is what it is. I want to talk about some of these crazy white people. We're gonna talk about it. Matter of fact, that's gonna be our viral story of the week we getting to the United Healthcare. That's coming. But before we even get to that,
my left stroke just went viral.
Andrew Shultz,
Man,
comedian, podcast host, fuckboy. I did a video maybe a month ago telling him to just shut the fuck up. Like, I'm tired of your mouth. Like, you always towing the line of racist comedy. And since you do kind of have anybody can get it philosophy, I kind of go, he does with everybody. Like, I'm not going to be super sensitive about it. But he started doing it more with black people, black men, black women. I started getting turned off. I stopped watching his podcast. I still catch him and Charlamagne together every now and then, but I've kind of stopped watching that because I don't like his jokes. He's either doing jokes against black people or he's doing jokes where he pretends to be gay. He'll say some stupid shit like, "Oh, I love eating hot dogs because I put them in my mouth and they touch the back of my throat and I love them on my throat." And it's like, you're not gay, so why you running with this gay joke narrative? It's just weird. It's really weird when heterosexual men get a kick out of pretending to be gay. I don't get it. Not my brand of humor.
No, are they pretending?
Allegedly, they're pretending. I mean, that's the way they're describing it. This is just humor. This is just humor. It's just jokes. And I'm like, all right, man, But I don't find that brand of humor funny. Me and JB used to have conversations about that all the time. Like, that shit not funny. My men think it's funny to be like, yeah, they suck dick. Like, if you do, you do. That's your choice. I ain't mad at you. It's, less competition for me with the ladies. Going over there. But if you're not gay and you're just making jokes like you are gay, it's just weird to me. It's not entertaining. It's also not entertaining to have you constantly saying slick shit about black men and slick shit about black women. And so I made a video because everybody's like, you don't have to stand up for black. Y'all trying to do too much standing up for black women. Da, da, da. And I'm like, well, what should I do then? If I'm not going to stand up for black women, like, what would you have me do? But and it started, he was on a podcast with the dudes from England, and there was a TikTok trend where it was like how white men glow up when they date a black woman. So it's like the black woman effect. They dress better. They usually grow a beard. And all these white men, they just look better once they get a black woman. And he was saying, yeah, I guess. But they're probably getting in shape because they stressed out. Black women got that attitude and all that mouth and it's just this. And he was just going on with disparaging comments about black women. And I ain't like this shit. I said something about it. People was on my timeline. His fans, not my fans, his fans was like, well, fuck you. You don't know Andrew. And if you don't like it, you're sensitive. And I was like, damn, my little rant kind of got outside of our box. It got outside of the Pod Named Kickback listeners to some of his listeners. But I meant what I said, and I stand behind it. Andrew, so shut the fuck up. Now, I'm not the only person that felt that way, apparently. Because on Kendrick's new album, he said white men, the white comedians talking shit about black women is like, that's a no-go. We getting that and that's the law. And of course, I'm like, well, thank you, Kendrick. Now maybe Kendrick said that maybe everybody else would be cool with me going off about it. And then Andrew Schultz responded saying that he didn't think, Kendrick could beat him in a fight. That Kendrick boys could probably beat him up, but not Kendrick. Matter of fact, if him and Kendrick were in jail together, Kendrick wouldn't even be able to stop him from fucking them. Basically saying that he would fuck Kendrick and Kendrick would like it and he'd be putting his dick in Kendrick. But it was just like, again, gay jokes that's not funny. Now you're making jokes about fucking Kendrick. Come on. Weird shit. Not funny to me, not entertaining to me, but that's your brand of humor. He also went on to say, oh, you want to stand up for black women now, but you can stand up for black women. When Dr. Dre beat up that girl, you did songs with Dr. Dre. You'll do a song with Chris Brown. So is it really protect black women? And it just, Andrew Schultz, your level of immaturity and your level of ignorance is just astounding to me. Like I sit back and I listen to your comedy, and some of it is actually good. So I'm not a hater. Some of your shit is funny, but this obsession with the gay jokes, this false narrative, this false equivalency of a rapper saying something derogatory in the lyric, or Dr. Dre doing something derogatory to a woman before Kendrick was even born, and comparing that to you is just it's a false equivalence. Now, if you want to say we should stop everybody that ever does anything against black women, well, I agree with you. I agree. But if man A smacks a black woman, man B makes a song about a black woman. It doesn't give you, man C, the right to add on, to pile on. That's immature, it's young, it's stupid. It is one of the problems with privilege. You don't understand your fucking privilege. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes black men, we don't understand our privilege at times as well. And I think sometimes black women don't understand their privilege at times as well, because we tend to clash. Black men and women clash sometimes when we don't understand what the other person has privilege. And
I don't think it was privilege though. With this, this had nothing to do with his privilege with this comment. Right?
I think it was absolutely his privilege. He's saying, "Why can't I do it?" That's privilege. If you can do it, and I can't do it.
If it's privilege in this area, anyone who makes a living off of views, off of an audience, that your income is dictated by your audience. And we are living in the era, especially in America, where being gay is making market. The alphabet community is one of the most marketable communities now. It used to be was the black dollars, was the dollars that every marketing company went after. But now it has changed to the alphabet community, that they are becoming an economic power. That now if they are on your side, they are on your team, you have economic strength, you get viewers, you will have people, you will show up places. So when you say he's exercising his privilege, I'll say he exercising his privilege in the fact that he knows he's sitting in a seat that he can market to a group of people that will spend money to see and hear these jokes that's not funny. You know what I mean? In no way at all. Oh, Angel must have just got on here. If you'd heard me before, you'd be mad.
He's blaming everything on you.
I was talking about you earlier.
Hey, Angel, he sure was talking about you, Angel.
But anyway, I'm saying with this, when I hear him, man, I'm like, look, everybody who I know like Slim, you just riding the wave. Like everybody else, like every marketing company around here, you just anybody who will turn an ear and that'll give you some views, that'll put $1 in your pocket. Yeah, you will talk, you gonna take it up your butt, in your mouth, you're gonna do all this to Kendrick Lamar and all. Yeah, you're gonna say all that. You know what I mean? It's controversy, and then you kind of being like, hey, the alphabet community is like, hey, we don't mind. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to caution you right there, because he's talking about rape. So I don't want to say the alphabet community don't mind rape.
Right.
Let's be clear on that.
You're right. Yeah, he did. Let's be clear on that. He did. He trying to be funny about having sex with another man, for one. Right. But he's sitting on the stage with 3 other men who's supposed to be heterosexual.
One is Asian and one is black. Yeah, one Asian, one black, and one white. But this is where my point really lies. He's doing the gay jokes and the black jokes. That was my original issue. Now look at this one particular issue. He's doing the gay jokes with Rain. He's doing the gay jokes with Kendrick. So the gay jokes with Kendrick is what? That's buck breaking. That's the old buck breaking where you do. Like, hold on, man. It's Rain. You gotta stop people out while I'm talking, man. Stop. You're doing the buck breaking shit where it's like you look at what they would do with black men is they would take a black man in slavery and they would rape him in front of all the other slaves, the strongest one. And it's called buck breaking. It is to put fear in everybody else. So that little joke about fucking Kendrick, that's like buck breaking. The disrespect to black women, that goes back to disrespecting black women. It is buck breaking.
That ain't
a white man saying I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you, and I will fuck you, and there's nothing you can do about it. What you call it, nigga?
You can make the correlation, but that wasn't the intent of the joke. He just trying to be funny.
No, it wasn't the. I don't think none of his intentions of any of these jokes are to be where they land. My point is that's where they land. Him making a joke about raping somebody. You know how many rape people have been? 1 out of every 3 women have been sexually assaulted or raped. You're making jokes about raping people. That's not funny either. I don't think he meant to women with rape joke. It's still a rape joke, nigga.
Did it for the reason that we talked about.
How do you have a rape joke? It ain't nothing funny about it. So that's my point. It ain't nothing funny about fucking a white. There's nothing funny about a white man fucking a black man against his will. There's nothing funny about rape in general. There's nothing funny about disrespecting black women. That's my point. And I can point to every example as to why it's not funny. As to why it is an example of buck breaking. As to why it is an example of disrespecting black women. That's my point.
My point is he did it for the reason that we talking about it now.
We know why he did it. We know why he did it. But it's time to
he doing it for the reason that we talking about it now. Whatever it is, he throw it out there and let us do what we doing with it now while he sit back and rake in the views. Right.
And the thing about it is
we keeping his name in the algorithm right now. We keeping his name in the algorithm right now.
To a degree, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't. If somebody going around doing that kind of content, you should keep the name in the algorithm. Everybody should be abreast as to what they're doing, and it should be somebody got to say it's wrong. So I don't really subscribe to you're talking about it now it's making it bigger. We ain't making it bigger.
I'm letting the people who stand on them platforms
he does $200,000-$300,000 a month on Patreon. We not making this platform bigger. He's doing damn near $1 million in 4 months every year, 4 months. We're not making it bigger. Right now. We're not making it bigger. But what we are going to do is we're going to point out shit that's wrong. Like, you can't just go quiet and be a bitch and shut up because you don't want to make somebody bigger. You got to address things that are wrong. When something wrong, you address it. That's the man I am. You do something wrong, I'm going to address it. I don't care if you make it bigger or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to address it every time. That's why the Bama told me, shut up, you being sensitive. No, I'm addressing it every time.
I ain't say you was wrong. I just said that's the reason that he doing it.
We know wrong.
It's something.
I said that's the reason he said it.
I don't listen to him. Something about his spirit that's just negative, and I just don't engage with nothing that he does.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Andrew Shultz, once again, shut the fuck up. Randy, you want the last word on this?
Nah, man. Yeah, get out my algorithm.
All right, man. What I am going to do, actually, let's not start there. Let's bring some fun back before we get into something serious. Yeah. Let's bring some fun back, some good energy. Clarissa said, "Jackie look nice tonight." Clarissa, you should have been on earlier.
Better been money.
Dr.
Diana Hollis, good to see you. First time. I saw your name in the lights. You're doing big things. Now,
here goes something interesting in our kickback conversation. Kind of want to talk about podcasting a little bit. We've been watching, for those that know, Horrible Decisions, Weezy and Mandy, they announced the end of their podcast. Then they announced that you can only get content behind a paywall like Patreon, and our Patreon is coming soon for bonus content. Stay tuned. Then they announced that they're going to keep doing a regular a new version of the podcast, but instead of it being Horrible Decisions, it's going to be Decisions. And they have dominated the podcast headlines for the last 4 weeks with the breakup, the supposed breakup, with the exclusive footage that'll be available, and now with the rebrand. Essence just did an article on them. It's amazing to see. I know both the young ladies. I've watched them just come up in the game from doing it like we doing it to quitting their jobs because they're making $200,000 a year off the podcast, and we don't need to do a job too. And now they're both making well over that. Weezy has a damn TV show on the Fuse Network. Mandy has a podcast studio and other podcasts she runs. Like, these young ladies are killing it. And it's big. It's great to see. And that hit me a certain way, like, damn, they doing it. We need to do something. You got to figure out something to bring to the table, something for 2025. And I had mentioned a while ago that I was, when I started this 4-pronged podcast, Pod Named Kickback had 4 antennas. It was the regular Pod Named Kickback, which is the biggest stories of the week. It was Kickback Conversations, which this topic is now, because I put everything on the one pod instead of 4 pods. It was Kickback Conversation, which is an idea, not a topic. Let's discuss an idea. Then it was Kickback After Dark, which is where I had all my sex workers on, and it was the freaky conversation. And then it was Kickback Sports. And what I found is, with the team that I have now, we have the opportunity to kind of tackle all of this just in kind of different ways. I think the Kickback Conversation should stay on the podcast, because what I realized on the original podcast, what I realized is some of these topics can get old. But if you go back and you listen to the sections that's labeled Kickback Conversation, actually, let me change the title to that. The Kickback Conversation, that's timeless. You can listen to that 20 years from now. It'll still be something it is not the hot topic of the week. Now, Kickback After Dark, we're going to leave that here as well. But here's the twist. Jackie's going to be taking over that. That's going to be a segment that she's going to be running. It's going to be called That's That with Jack. And it's going to be about
so they can get fit in the dark with Jack now.
Hey,
Ooh, I like that idea. Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
So, and we'll be bringing that to you every week. Kickback Sports. A lot of y'all say, "Where J. Lou, man? I ain't seen J. Lou in a minute." J. Lou is going to be hosting Kickback Sports with me. That'll be on.
We coming back.
Shout out J. Lou. That'll be released every Wednesday morning. We'll do it Tuesday, recording on Tuesday. Yes, sir. After the Monday Night Football game, and we'll talk about the week in sports that was and the week that's coming. And the real unique thing is we're gonna do a top 5 list every week. Might be top 5 running backs of all time one week, top 5 college coaches one week, top 5 point guards the next week, top 5 MVP candidates in the NFL one week. It's gonna be a top 5 every week that we're gonna discuss. We'll do our biggest takeaways from the week that was, that top 5 list, the biggest takeaways from the week that's to come, or the biggest things we're looking forward to. So I definitely want to shout out J. Lou. And we got KD. A lot of y'all know KD, Christina Devine from the DMV model scene. She's been, she used to market for this podcast. So her footprints on the internet are every damn way. She used to be in
hold up, man. We was talking about the girls though. How we got off the girls though? I wanted to talk. I had something I wanted to say about them. We coming back to that.
Let's go back to it. Okay, I got you.
My bad. Go ahead.
The point was when I was messaging y'all last week, and I was like, "Damn, like everybody doing something, and we got to shake it up." And this is the shake up. And one thing that we definitely had to add that we should have added from day one was Mr. Man Up Monday himself does a Man Up Monday post where he's just kind of encouraging people, giving people words of wisdom. Some stuff to get your week started, get your mind right. And we do something like that every week. We try to, but it isn't an official segment. We just do it when it hit us. But from now on, we're going to do it with intention. That's going to be the Man Up Monday segment. And some of you watch this podcast live on Sunday nights. Most of you don't get it till Monday morning. So for most people, it will be Man Up Monday because it's going to be Monday morning when they listen to it. And those are the kind of things that I'm looking forward to on podcasting. And Weezy and Mandy, going back to decisions, horrible decisions, kind of lit a fire under me like when are you going to do it? You did 2 Kickback Sports episodes last year. You did like 3 After Dark episodes 2 years ago. You did, like, when are you going to do it? Now I'm going to do it. And I got the post alignment that's going to help me get it done. But before we talk any more about that, I do want to let Randy kind of speak on what he's seen with Weezy and Mandy and Jack. I want to get your thoughts on them as well. And I don't know how deep y'all are into other podcasts, but I'm a podcast junkie. So I do, hold up. So 4 shows a week. No, Clarissa, just real quick before I let y'all go. So the Man Up Monday segment will be a segment of a Pod Named Kickback. We're removing sports from the Pod Named Kickback altogether. So there will be no more sports on here. But the Man Up Monday segment will be in its place. The That's That with Jack segment will be in its place. Now, the Kickback Sports will be a separate podcast. But that's it. So everything will be here Sunday nights, Monday morning, with the exception of Kickback Sports. That'll be recorded Tuesday nights and available Wednesday morning. But everything else will be here. So all you got to do, Clarissa, is come right here where you've been, and you can hear Jack give you some sex tips, and then Randy can tell you how men should man up, and then everything else you're used to as well.
Yep.
Randy, I'm going to toss it to you. You want to talk about Weezy and Mandy and the things they're doing with the podcast?
Yeah. Hey, look, I don't have a lot to say about it, except for that, like, this was marketing genius to me. Right. because they had an audience that they want to capture, but then they wanted to penetrate. And they wanted to penetrate another market, right? So I thought this was a great way to do that, right? And it expanded their audience, right? Because they told people they were going somewhere else, and they was like, "Oh, we love y'all. We waiting for y'all to get here." And they was like, "Oops, psych, we not going there. We all gonna go there, but we not leaving y'all. But we still not leaving. Guess what? We not just doing that. We gonna do this and that." So, like, to me, that was genius marketing, right? Scheme. And I do. But I do listen to podcasts. But you know me, I'm always listening to I don't listen to talk podcasts. I listen to motivational podcasts, and you know what I mean. My stuff is directed. You know what I mean. Yeah. Like Eric the Hip Hopper and stuff like that. Like I'm on Anthony O'Neill's. You know what I mean. Zig Ziglar's and stuff like that. You know what I mean. I'm going in like that. But yeah, I thought it was genius for those girls. If you trying about expanding your empire, like you take your audience and expand to where you want to go, right? So now you build up the whole drama of, oh, we losing them, and people was like, oh, but we getting them, and then thank you. Let
me get Randy ISO. Let me get Randy ISO real quick.
I'm
There you go.
But seriously, and they was like, this is where we want to go. So this is another market penetration that we want, and then we don't want to leave behind what we had. So now guess what? They already got a foothold in somewhere they never been, and they didn't lose what they already had. So it was genius. It was genius. Bravo, ladies. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo fucking Vo.
Yeah.
Jack, anything you want to add?
Big ups to the ladies. I love how they rebranded themselves to get to a broader audience. Because I mean, that was cute when it first started, but if you really want to get out there, sometimes you do have to refrain from using certain words, certain language. So I'm glad they rebranded themselves, and now they just gonna elevate and grow even bigger.
Yeah, I agree. And calling it decisions still works. It doesn't take away, and they're still going to give you that freaky content behind the paywall as a separate entity. So they're not going to lose their core base. Like, just fucking bravo, ladies. God damn it. Bravo. I don't even know what else to say. I'm so impressed by it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know them, but I was like, when I heard that, I was like, yeah, like I started looking them up after that. And I was like, yeah, they How to Build the Empire. Look them up.
Yeah.
Look them up. What's their name? Give them a shout out again. What's their name?
Horrible Decisions. Soon to be Decisions. And that's Weezy, WTF, and Mandy B. And I mean, I've learned a lot from just watching them. Not necessarily having sitting down and having deep conversations, but just watching them. And then when I went into them,
Randy getting some love tonight.
Oh,
man, that's my sister. She never said that ever in life. She never said that ever in life. Ever.
Oh, man. So yeah, I hope you guys will follow us on our podcast journey. We trying to do the same thing. We're trying to take this to the next level, trying to rebrand. We're doing different podcasts. And in fact, it's a network. It's the No Breaks Network. And on the No Breaks Network, we have a pod named Kickback, which is everything we giving y'all. And then we got Kickback Sports. And who knows, maybe some of those other things will go antennas as well. But for 2025, we're going to leave it right where it is. And we're going to get some different content. Jack might go to the gym and record a workout and let you guys watch it and kind of figure out what moves you need to do if you want to get a shape like that. Randy might do a whole segment on, a whole man of money segment, just talking about, different things you should do, giving back in the community or whatever. I might come to you with a whole list of the greatest rappers of all time. Or, I really want to get back to my book club. But it doesn't matter. It's going to be a lot more content. And be prepared if you love us and you really want to support to spend a couple dollars, because we are going to put some stuff on Patreon. I'm bringing our Patreon page back. Patreon page has been dormant for about a year. And it's time to bring it back. So just stay tuned for all of that goodness. We appreciate your support every week, and we hope you got enough energy to lend that support out for the sports podcast as well as the other content that we're going to be providing.
Yeah.
But now, I think it's time to segue into whenever we have a what the fuck story of the week, it truly is a what the fuck story of the week. But right now, this is like, young. This is the ultimate what the fuck story of the week. It's the Oh, I got some love. I finally got some love to the fans. That's so new about too. But oh, man, the United Healthcare CEO that was murdered. This is craziness, man. It's where do we start? Brian Thompson was the CEO of United Healthcare. They're a health insurance company. He was murdered in New York, and the bullet casings that were found had the words deny, defend, and depose written on them, leading some to think that it was a targeted attack, a targeted hit, where people were upset with insurance claims being denied, insurance claims not being paid out, and then the amount of money that the insurance companies were making.
Well,
So
that phrase that's left there is what people refer to the industry being crooked. So that's the correlation.
Okay.
That's what they saying that insurance companies do to you. And Angel on here, she can tell you this her lane right here, that they deny you, they delay you, then they dispose you. So right, so they don't deny your claim, they delay your claim, or they just throw your claim out altogether. So that's what those that's what those words mean. That's why they saying it was targeted, because when people talk about the insurance industry being crooked, those are the three words that they specifically use.
Absolutely. And we know that United Healthcare services over 50 million people. They say they have the highest rate of denial. They used an AI software that they knew wasn't functioning legitimately, we'll say, to deny claims so they wouldn't have to pay them. And it's been a mess, man. It has really been a mess. I've seen people are heartbroken. Now we're hearing more stories. So maybe the good that came out of this is all of the stories of the people who've been denied claims, who've been wrongfully treated, wrongfully denied. And people have died because of this. People have lost lives over this. And now the CEO of the company has ultimately lost his life. And everybody's, all the conspiracy theorists are going crazy. I'm sure Jackie was up all night in her Jaguar White group chat.
Yeah.
Right. Trying to figure out what's going on.
Her
and
and Jaguar was texting each other.
You know it. And as we look into it, there's not a lot of information that is known. I heard one report where it was saying he was the small man on the totem pole of health insurance because he only made like $10 million. Then I saw another report that was saying he started off making $2 million, but in like 8 years it rose to $56 million. So he's been, paying himself. They're not paying claims, but everybody's paying themselves. I've heard so much. It's hard to figure out where, exactly what you want to believe, what you don't want to believe. But Randy, we were talking earlier, and I want to throw it to you because we know Medicare Advantage, and we know that United Healthcare is one of the biggest suppliers of the Medicare Advantage, but there was some confusion about who owns Medicare Advantage, the healthcare yeah, exactly. So I wanted to have you kind of break a little bit of this down because everybody's confused. Everybody's running around like, what the fuck is going on? So I wanted to kind of get your thoughts and then we'll throw it to you, Jack, of course. But it's a tragedy. So first, rest in peace to this gentleman.
Indeed.
Even though some people are looking at him like, the murderer, like he was like a hero, like you're sticking up for the people, which it remains to be seen, but it is a lot everywhere. It's so many different angles to this damn story. But like I said, Randy, I want to take it back to our conversation earlier. What were your thoughts?
Again, I echo your sentiments that we first want to give our condolences to the family and all of those who were affected, his co-workers, and all of those who were close to him. He certainly did not deserve what happened to him, no matter what his lifestyle may have or may have not have been. But with the thing with the CEO is the CEO, you pretty much you always the fall guy. And when you take on that position, you understand that you are the face of the company, right? Because they the person that's on the ground. Right, the higher up execs, like until you get to a boardroom, we don't even hearing it. You on the ground. The CEO is the one that's on the ground. So if claims getting denied, they're gonna be the one. Hey, go out there and say something about it. Right, he the face. And so that's why a lot of other CEOs have companies, and we saw stories coming out that they now are removing their CEO's name from the public now. That's already has happened from this, but. With one, and if you look into cases now, Google is being sued for having a monopoly. How long has Google been out? Y'all research that. That's a whole nother topic. But United Healthcare, they sell Medicare Advantage plans, right? So Medicare is something that everybody can apply for under the government. The government runs it. You can get it from it. You can qualify for it. You have to have Part B regardless. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but it's a part of it that you can buy, right? That doesn't have the government kind of monitors it, but they allow private companies to sell it because private insurance companies can sell it. And for y'all who don't know, insurance is my profession. So, look me up. I know a little bit about this. That Medicare Advantage, that's a plan that private insurers can sell. United Healthcare is the biggest. They sell more of the plans than anybody, right? If you in medical insurance, you can sell the Advantage. So what they think is behind would probably be linking to them. But like you said, New, to your point, the words that was there, deny, delay, dispose, because they saw those words.
Let me correct it just so people know. It's deny, defend, depose. Just so we say it correctly. Good.
All right. And United Healthcare has denied more claims than anyone in the industry. Right. So, and that's a fact. You can look that up. When it comes to Medicare Advantage plans that they sell. Right. And now this is United Healthcare, who has one of the biggest market shares in healthcare industry as well. So to me, them being able to sell these plans is a conflict of interest. But, it took them 20 years to figure out Google was. So maybe they'll figure this out too somewhere down the line.
Right.
But this is where the link come from, is that they've denied so many claims that, and seeing this phrase that specifically is linked to them them misusing the plan, is why they think that this was a targeted attack. I gotta say, man, Buddy gonna get a movie whenever they catch him, though. You know what I mean? It's sad about it because Slim, they found a bag with Monopoly money. He got there 10 days. The stuff that they finding has been interesting. He came there 10 days before. They don't have his full face on camera, kept a mask on the whole time. Can't tell me like this man is smart, whoever he was. Yes, it was a target. The motive is yet to be found. It's yet to be found.
He did keep his mask on the whole time because he did flirt with somebody and pull his mask down.
See, look, we got like this side of his face. Be the cat that get us caught. It was the whole time stuck to the plan.
Every
stuck
time
to the plan the whole time till he saw a big button and smile. BBD told us.
And Marion Brain told us that goddamn bitch set me up.
Don't trust a big button and smile. I hope that's
why I never listen to nothing Jackie said.
I'm interested to find out his route from Atlanta. Supposedly got on the Greyhound bus. So I guess he hit Magic City before he got on the Greyhound bus.
You know, some
And,
lemon
took
pepper
a mad
wings.
time. Like, let me
and
get a
I'm
little
sure
bit of that.
I know anybody that knows about the Greyhound bus or the bus route system, period. You make a different stops along the way. You're not always on time. It can be delays. So for him to have this executed so well, to arrive on a bus, to walk on foot, to do the execution, and then also get on a bike. Where did you get the bike from? Get on a bike and escape on a bike.
We need Annalise Keating or Olivia Pope. That's what we need right now. So I got to
Right.
figure it out.
Hey
It
man,
makes sense.
y'all keep listening. We gonna keep following this case and update y'all as we go and see how deep this
Yeah,
rabbit hole goes.
because it's so crazy. I just have to sit back. I can't make any assumptions. I just got to sit back and just listen and just see how far
It's too
and
much.
how.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I hope this does shed a light on some of the bad practices, because the people that we love, our elders, are the ones, the victims of all of this shit.
Yes.
And if we weren't talking about it before, maybe this is, I'm not saying he died for a good reason. I'm just saying that his death has brought about this conversation. And the real conversation is, how are they treating our elders? Like my Aunt Joyce, that passed last year, you know, rest in peace, love you. I was in Georgia arguing with people doctors in DC and facilities and trying to get her in a better facility. And it felt like they were just crazy shit happening. This didn't want to pay for that. This one didn't want to pay for that. And this one didn't qualify to pay for that. And then because of this, she had to stay there. Because she was there, this happened. I'm not going to go into the details because they are gory details. They treat our elders like trash in some of these facilities. I mean, leaving them laying on one side of their body, bed sore happen. You might have to get a fucking leg amputated, whatever, depending on how deep the bed sore is. If it gets infected, the rate of COVID throughout all of these nursing facilities. These are things that our elders are dealing with that hasn't had a platform, and maybe or needing surgeries and they're denying them, or they're postponing it. They're delaying them so long that they don't even need it no more. They're delaying them so long that they give up. They're delaying them so long and they don't know they can fight. They don't know they can appeal it. So that is the good that we can take from it. But I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know if it was a rebel group, if it was a goddamn government agency. Like who was after dude? Who shot JR?
The biggest part of what you said of it, that it's gonna bring light to the conversation, that the healthcare industry needs to be revamped. It needs to have a great looking into, and it needs to be done differently. I've been in an accident in a foreign country, and they got other countries who have free healthcare. We're supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world. Why do we and all these other countries that's so-called poorer than us can afford to have healthcare? Like, I was in an accident across seas, flipped over in a car, had to go to the hospital, was taken well care of, and did not have a hospital bill to this day. To this day. Right? Not looking, don't have somebody work for United Healthcare calling me, talking about I got a bill for this or that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my credit score going down because or whatever.
Right.
About all that. Because I got medical bills. I can't do this, can't do that. Right. So the bigger conversation is, like, we need to revamp our healthcare system. Right. Yes. We have a lot of people who give blood and sweat and tears to this country, to what they do, that we earn enough money that our healthcare system can be better. And then we won't have conversations like, we got this whodunit, Bond 007, who committed this murder, who they looking for, and he gonna get a Netflix movie out of this or something.
For sure. Did y'all see they call her the doll? The Latino woman.
Yeah, the Latino assassin. She definitely gonna get a movie. That's the real life Colombian.
The real life Colombian.
That's the real life Colombiana.
I don't know what I did with it. I know I sent it to y'all, but I don't know where the hell is it. But yeah, that's the thing.
Y'all look her up. They call it the doll.
They called it the doll. Oh, here, Colombian
started when she was 18 years old.
She was 18.
Colombian police arrest hit woman nicknamed the doll. 22-year-old Karen Juliet Ojeda Rodriguez say I rolled the R, Rodriguez, known as La Monica, or the dog. You should let that go, Randy. Yeah, they called me out. The dog plunged into the criminal underworld at age 18, and that at the time of her arrest was in charge of coordinating targeted assassinations and even killed her ex-boyfriend. So that's the part where they take it too far. Why she killing the boyfriend? I don't know.
Hey man, he should have known. Look, man, if you dating an assassin and she kill you, I don't feel sorry for you. You knew you was dating an assassin and you did her wrong and she shot her and you died. I'm sorry for the loss, but you know.
And please don't look her up, y'all, because the picture itself, you know she's a killer.
Yeah, she'd have got me. She got me. Sure.
Yeah, she should have lured me back.
Yeah. Right. Ain't know. Like, she pull out a gun and you'd be like, "You carry a gun?"
You all excited? Ooh. All right, I gotta do this, and I don't want to do this, but briefly we'll discuss this before we go into That's That with Jack. So Jack, get ready. We're coming to you next. Breaking news. NBC News reports Jay-Z has been accused in a civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. Jay-Z responded with a statement directed at the accuser's attorney, calling the suit a blackmail attempt. The accuser is anonymous. Jay-Z, the star rapper and entrepreneur's real name is Sean Carter, of course, was accused in a lawsuit Sunday of raping a 13-year-old girl in the 2000 allegedly with Sean Diddy Combs. The anonymous accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, said the assault happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards party. The federal lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Combs as a defendant. It was refiled Sunday to include Jay-Z. Texas-based attorney Tony Busby, who filed the suit, did not comment. These allegations are heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever will commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. And would you not agree? Is what Jay-Z said. So Jay-Z said, no, don't go for the money, go for the criminal charges. If I did it, let's look at jail time. Let's not look at a payday. We all knew this was coming. Anybody associated with Diddy was going to be associated with Diddy.
It's still alleged.
It's still alleged. I don't believe it, not for one fucking second.
It's not on AP poll yet. Until it hit AP poll, I don't believe it.
Well, I wouldn't believe it when it hit AP poll. This is NBC News, so the lawsuit is real. We just don't know if it's guilty. We just don't know, what really happened. But this is a real lawsuit. I believe NBC before AP poll. NBC's news.
NBC get their news from AP poll, but yeah.
I doubt it. AP gets their news from the news channels. It's Associated Press.
I work for
it's
a news
Associated
station.
Press.
I'm telling you, you get every news station will tell you. I work for a news station. They get their news from the AP poll. When we had to go through stories, we go through the stories. We check the AP poll to verify. That's a verification.
That's a little bit different. That's not where you get your news from.
No, that's where we look. That's where you go to look for stories. I'm telling you, the news get theirs from. Now they do their own research. Everybody don't. I ain't saying that all of them get theirs from, but I'm saying they are a source.
You think NBC News?
Absolutely.
Goes to
I work. Absolutely.
You didn't get news for NBC. That's not your job.
Listen to Carissa. I work for Fox. I work for Fox News. I work for ABC News, and I work for CBS News. I work for 3 different news stations. I'm telling you, AP News is a source.
News.
It's a source.
Not your local news. NBC National News gets their news from AP
News. They worldwide news. They are a source. I work for 3 different news stations. AP News is where they Associated Press. Look. I get it.
Y'all are telling me that the Associated Press, which compiles the news for all the different news stations and then presents it, people get their news from the people that get their news from them?
Yep.
That sounds retarded. You know what you just said to me? New.
Don't say it.
I gotta do it. New, who writes news gets his news from Clarissa, who listens to his podcast. That's crazy.
That's not what we're saying. That's just
AP
how you
News. The news gets AP News, who gets their news from the news, supplies the news with their news that they got from the news.
I'm just that you don't understand AP News. No.
Apparently, I don't. AP poll, that is fascinating. If you said like local Fox News and DC got their news from AP poll, I'd be like, okay,
they the first place I look for news. Until it hit there, I don't even believe it. Straight up. I know.
Saying, okay.
Because I work for 3 news stations that was the they was
you work for local news stations. You work for local news stations.
Atlanta, that's where you live.
That's local.
They were #1 news channel, so we use the same stations. So the CBS local uses the same resources as CBS New York. The same stuff that a Negro in CBS New York doing and can get to, I can get to in Atlanta and Macon, Georgia. I can go to that same spot. I'm using the same software. Everything that he doing, I can do as well. I can get to. So the only difference is
I'm not jacking that. I'm not jacking that.
The only difference is our location, Slip. That's it.
Okay, well, maybe this is where I'm tripping. Is AP Associated Press?
That's what it stands for.
Yeah, I'm not jacking that.
That's what the AP stands for.
That's what I thought. And I know that they got their news from the news channels.
Okay. See,
well, I don't know.
Carissa, she worked globally. Let Carissa.
Carissa raised horses, and she done called you handsome 18 times on the podcast. Clarissa is jaded.
Oh my
Clarissa
God.
is jaded. I'm not listening to shit Clarissa say when it comes to Randy. I'm not listening.
No.
I seen the googly eyes. I'm not listening.
I can't with y'all.
So you gonna discount her knowledge?
Yes, I am. I just did.
He hesitate.
She's so insured. She raised horses, and now she's a newscaster. I'm not jacking that. She not old enough to have done all that. Fuck out of here.
It says she raised horses. I ain't know.
Ask her. No, to be specific, she raised stallions. We talking about making stallions. She raised stallions. I'm not going for that. But anyway, I do want to shout some folks out, man, because it's some people that's done some great things, including Clarissa, who's been on the news and everything. But there's some people who've done some great shit, and we need to shout them out, man. Here in the state of Georgia, man.
If it's sports, if it's fashion, if it's music, if it's hustling, whatever, you're on a marathon, you know. So,
Clarissa, nobody care about your whatever this shit is.
That's what I'm talking about, Clarissa. Let them know. Right.
Drop your credentials.
No one cares about that.
She drop her credentials on you. She's like, don't be trying to discount.
I gotta see the paperwork.
They got their things. I've done stuff. Look at it. Look at all that. That's the whole paragraph.
She gotta show me the paperwork.
She did right there, man. You better get off her.
Yeah, she gotta show me the paperwork. Where is the paperwork? It's like when somebody sees somebody snitching, show me the paper.
That's how you do it when somebody disrespects.
And none of that means anything about the AP poll versus national news stations.
Oh Lord!
Okay, and this is something I got from AP. A free grocery store has opened in Atlanta.
Let's go, boy. She ain't letting it go. You started something.
I've seen her press badge. Hey, Clarissa, cut it out. Oh man! In good news, a free grocery store opened up in Atlanta that helps struggling families. They'll provide food for public school students and families that are struggling. The mayor here in Georgia is partnering with them. In Atlanta, is partnering with them, and it's going to be in Fulton County. I live in Fulton County. I think great things are happening in Fulton County. But Randy, we were talking about it earlier, and he made it a point that we shout out Gooder Inc. because that is the company that is behind this. And I want to give Randy the opportunity to tell the company's story real quick. Randy, break down their story.
Man,
how they, with the restaurants and all that stuff.
This is a B.O.B. sister, black lady, CEO and founder of Gooder, Jasmine Crow. She just started out like as a woman who just wanted to feed people, right? Just like the big mama of the community, and used to just call around, and she was just doing stuff out of her pocket, right? And then she figured out that all of these somehow, through the long story and keep it short, but watch her story there on YouTube, is Gooder, Goodr. And she went to these and found out that all these restaurants threw all this food away at the end of the night. All right. So she found the way that she started picking up the food that they threw away. And when she could not redistribute, they found the way to use it as soil to grow real substantial vegetables to create free food communities and communities who need it. So creating free grocery stores. So she not only she feeding whole communities, and her crusade is to put a free grocery store in every community that needs it, right? So kids who need it don't have to worry about, how they gonna eat.
Right.
Because they can. So they was like, her story is that their kids can go to school and can bring a meal home to parents who struggling, right? That's her dream. And the mayor of Atlanta to partner with her to make the first free one. And I'm hoping, that it goes global, because I know there's plenty of communities who can use that. So shout out to the mayor of Atlanta who's having one of the first people to bring this, to help Jasmine's story and Gooder expand. And, for the kids that are greatly, and the parents who are going to greatly benefit from this service, man, that this was an awesome story.
Yeah, it is an awesome story.
Jack?
That's a beautiful story. I'm glad that just how she just recycles everything and uses everything. It's what we learned in school that they don't teach anymore. But it's it's unfolding in front of our eyes, and I commend her, and I hope that she gets a lot of sponsorships, a lot of people behind her to help her expand even more.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Gooder, Jasmine Crow. Look her up.
Clarissa could use some of her AP News networks to promote the story a little bit more.
She got press badge. You better get off that. Don't make her whip out that press badge on you next time you see her.
And walk Miss Jasmine into some of these offices in these buildings. Might be able to get things moving a little bit.
Right.
Let's see. Okay. I also want to clap it up for Byron Allen. I remember Byron Allen as an actor, kind of little comedic actor, whatever. And then he bought the Weather Channel. And I was like, Byron Allen bought the Weather Channel? What is he doing? What's going on here? And over the years, I've watched him, become a billionaire doing all of these wise investments in entertainment. Let's start our own pod at the same time if I don't stop. See,
it better not be on what we on.
She said she did what we want. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the Andrew Schultz stuff. That's Clarissa Schultz using her privilege to try to take down the black man.
You put him back in our algorithm, man. We had got him out. You put him back in. I'm saying that name.
Well, let's say another name, Byron Allen. Federal judge rules Byron Allen's $10 billion lawsuit against McDonald's for racial discrimination will, in fact, go to trial. Judge Fernando Oglen,
black man won in court. Y'all better write this a historic day down. Go ahead, finish the story. I'm sorry, I had to highlight that.
Well, he won the right to go to court.
He won the right to. Hey, that's a victory. Anytime they say you won, it don't matter. They say he won. We don't know what it's gonna mean, but we taking a W.
For the suit filed against McDonald's by Allen's media company under Section 1981 of the Civil Rights Act of 1866, it is permitted to go to trial. The lawsuit alleges that the fast food chain McDonald's blocked Allen and his media properties, including his TV networks and streaming assets, from McDonald's general market ad agency, responsible for dispersing the vast majority of McDonald's massive ad budget. According to court filings, McDonald's spends hundreds of millions of dollars each year to advertise its product to the national media. Instead, the lawsuit claims Allen and his companies were relegated to McDonald's black-only ad agency, which has a significantly smaller budget. The racial discrimination suit argues that despite annual pleas from Allen media companies to be included in McDonald's general ad market, they remain in its black-only market because Allen is black. Now, this is another interesting part. We have overwhelming evidence against McDonald's, who has been sued by its black executives, its black franchises, and the global head of security for racial discrimination. It is time for McDonald's board of directors, stockholders, and civil rights organizations nationwide to call for the resignation of CEO Chris Kempczynski.
Don't say that name. Y'all better take his name down, McDonald's.
Who's the
people who said the black executives? Give me the three names again. It was three groups.
It was the black executives, the black franchisees, and the global head of security.
Okay, so the black people who work for them,
right?
Yeah.
And then all the black. I wasn't talking to you, Alexa. Go sleep. She told me she didn't know how to help me with that. I don't. If you figure it out, tell us.
And let's mess with people. I used to do this on the podcast years ago, and I just want to mess with people who have this playing real loud in their house. Alexa, play "Knew the Mayor," Red Cups and Rillos. I like messing with people. But anyway, go ahead.
The whole story. What was I talking about?
Lord.
But we know the black executives, the black franchisees,
the black franchisees. So these are everybody who owns. So starting over from the first people were the black people who work within the corporation, right, and then the second set were the black people who have franchised from the corporation, and then the third person was who? It was the
global head of security.
The global head of security. So he worked.
I know a girl that I used to call the global head of security.
See, look, we got some red cups and now global heads, but
that's all right. We anyway, go right into that.
Right, we didn't get to your segment yet. Can you say that for Jackie's segment? Right.
Let's cut my mic on.
So these are three major sects of people who work within the company and work intimately with the company. So the courts had without a doubt, you got to have merit, right? Because we got people who intimately doing transactions with them on a daily basis, right? So for I know New read a lot to y'all, but let me break it down for y'all what they was essentially doing. Because what Byron Allen has done, he is a media mogul. So his company's pretty much. When you see advertising and things of that nature, his media company does those, right? So advertising companies get media dollars based on the inventory of where they plan their stuff at, right? So where their stuff get played at. So you have these corporations who will be like, okay, so to this company, since they are urban market, right? So it's like that's like you can go to a good neighborhood and go to a Foot Locker and they got all the J's. You go to a white neighborhood and they might got two of the J's, but it's a whole bunch of other Nikes you ain't never seen before, right? Because they determine where they gonna send stuff. So what McDonald's pretty much was telling Byron Allen was like, you know what? We're gonna send you the cheap J's. Right, that's the only place that you can get the McDonald's programming. So what that means that the budget is smaller. So that means I'm only going to send you 30 million. Well, I'm sending 100 million to these other places where that's not urban because you're considered a black market. It's the same way. And people, if you don't notice this, watch the McDonald's commercials that you see on BET. You'll never see on NBC. Right, it's a whole different marketing, and this whole thing exposes that. And Byron was like, "Look, and I understand that y'all do that." He ain't even saying that McDonald's is wrong for sending the material where they send it. What Byron was saying is that Slim, we the moguls in this. Like Slim, like you, the only reason you not get my numbers as good as everybody who you sending it to, if not, and they better than some that you giving these dollars to. So the only reason you can't be giving this to me is because I'm black. And there is no other reason, right? And that's why this is proceeding. Because when they looked at the numbers, they looked at Byron, they like, yeah, he the best at this. So Why would y'all not give him?
Mm-hmm.
Why y'all got him in the black market again?
Right.
So remember that name, Byron Allen. Support whatever you see come across your timeline with that. Clarissa is so petty. She just sent me a message.
She texting you too.
Yeah, she just texted me. Many major broadcasters and networks rely heavily upon the AP for major breaking news from around the world. The company also provides specialized broadcast services to clients via its AP 360 operation, such as editing, crewing, or satellite feeds from news and sports events. And that's my Clarissa voice. I tease her every morning.
Sound like that.
Right.
That's
what's going on right now?
That's her voice. And we'll be in our little morning meeting. She's like, well, Jen, I actually I was talking to the client and he wanted some insurance. So I called him. And she gonna fuck me up. Please stop. But thank you for sharing that, Clarissa. Our field correspondent, Clarissa, has clarified that we still don't know the NBC News got this story from.
Yeah, right. Look, he almost said it. he was that close. He almost gave her credit. He almost said she was right.
Almost. I'm gonna fight it to the end.
Almost said he was right.
Almost.
Yeah.
All right, so
all right, y'all, get in here.
Hold on, let me see if we got an intro. Let me see if we got an intro. Hold on, let me see if we got something for this. Wait a
minute. Let me see if my mom's still on here. She was watching her. Mom, you got in bed? You want to log off right now? You don't want to hear this next one.
Let me see.
I got nothing to do with it. It's your nephew. I'm just there.
Whoa. So we can go ahead and send this to Jack. This is a segment that
what the music? You got no sexy music intro.
Right.
I was hold on. What? You know what? I do. Now that you mentioned it, where is my Choke and Stroke playlist?
See,
I'm just gonna go with. I'm gonna hit shuffle.
Thank you, Clarissa.
We're gonna take a random song.
You already see. She be giving Jack shout outs too. So don't be acting like I'm the only one who get compliments from Clarissa.
No, I'm the only one that don't. She said Jackie looked good twice today. She says you look good twice today. She ain't say nothing about me.
How many times y'all talk a day?
Erroneous.
All right, move on. Play the music. We about to Jackie section. Play the music.
Oh, baby. Baby. Oh, baby.
All right, that's enough. Just teasing.
About every taking this thing.
You know, you go over 7 seconds. We got to pay for it. Go ahead, turn it on.
All right, y'all. So today we are going to go over. Now, I found 10 crazy sex laws, but we're just going to touch on 3. The first one, this is for new. Because new, when you go to Mississippi, do not teach polygamy to anyone in Mississippi. There's a $500 fine and 6 months.
Oh, y'all Mississippi folks?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. What up, Kenneth?
What up, Burger?
So again, you guys go to Mississippi. Don't teach polygamy because there's a $500 fine and 6 months jail time.
6 months jail time.
If you teach it or if you do it, which one?
Teach it.
Damn.
So kind of both. So if I'm doing it and I'm kind of teaching, so if somebody new joined my group and I'm breaking the law, right? If I'm into it, and I'll be like, hey, you know what we do? And be like, you want to do it too? And they'd be like, yeah. Then I can.
You got to send them to the podcast. You got to send them to That's That with Jack and have her break it down. You can't teach them though. Like, you know what?
In Mississippi, I would go to jail for that.
Yes,
I ain't Mississippi folks. Y'all better hear that. Don't be trying to have no menage down there. You getting on probation, man. What you on probation for? Like, imagine if you locked up and dude be like, man, what you in here for?
Right,
man.
Now this next one is
I was just trying to have a little threesome, man. Police
now listen up, fellas. This next one is for you.
Number 2.
In South Carolina, a false promise of marriage which is called under the law that you break, is seduction under promise of marriage. It's a misdemeanor with a fine or a year in jail. That's in South Carolina. It's called the seduction under promise of marriage. That's
we can't even seduce somebody no more.
Wait, back up. Wait, back up.
That's crazy.
Wait, so in South Carolina, but wait, you gotta say that again. Are you saying if I propose to them that's seductively?
No, not proposing. No, not proposing.
Yeah, what you
false promise of marriage. So
that's a proposal. So
very
a false promise of marriage.
Listen,
if I decide I don't like you no more, I shouldn't have to marry you. If I propose and then I fall out of love.
Oh yeah, I love to see South Carolina have a court show with that.
Yes,
like, man,
ain't nobody running from the altar in South Carolina. Yeah. Okay,
right. Apparently not. Ain't no wives.
But don't make no promise. They taking you to court. They be like, Negro, you said that you was gonna love me. You was marrying me next week. We going to court.
There you go, officer. There you go, right there.
There you go.
Be like, look, girl, that was after, you can't be like, that was after 12 shots. You holding me to that?
Exactly.
Then don't live in South Carolina. Don't live in South Carolina.
That's too close to Georgia.
Now, ladies, my ladies, this is for you. It's for you, my ladies. Texas. This is a good one. Possession of more than 6 dildos is prohibited and declared a crime. You can own legally more guns and display the guns in public than having sex toys.
Well, Clarissa, glad she don't live in Texas, boy. I tell you
that. She'll be in jail.
She be under the jail.
So, my ladies,
she said I'm listening.
All my ladies, you go to Texas.
All that paraphernalia
in Texas, but then you definitely cannot have more than 6 dildos in Texas. Okay.
See, you know what? I'm gonna tell you why I'm in favor of that law. For that right there, that's a man up law right there. That means it's enough men here that y'all don't need to have that type of artillery, because the type of men that live here in Texas, you ain't gotta buy all that. If you need more than that, you need to leave the state. I love that one right there. I'm all.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. What's the next one?
Oh, now you want it? I'm only doing 3. We only doing. I'm gonna have to save some more for later. But
okay, cool.
Out of the 3, Randy and you, out of the 3, which state would you live in if you had to choose?
Texas.
Texas.
Oh, day. That was the only law that I heard that specifically benefited us. I feel like, yeah. Right, because I feel like if a woman need more than 6, if she need more than 6 dildos, she don't want a man. So leave Texas, right? If
she
that's
might
what
like
I'm
a
for.
variety. She might like to collect them. You never know.
Man, look. Anybody, if she needs 6 of them, like something wrong.
What if she use all 6 at the same time?
Oh gosh, listen to you.
She don't need me.
I'm just man.
She don't know what I'm a spectator. Like, she don't need me.
All right, so every Sunday, y'all, that's that with Jack. Bring out some sexual facts, sexual tips. Bringing some surprises, sexual guests sometimes.
Oh, no, wait a minute, Clarissa. That is not men being insecure, making dumb laws. How you know? You don't even know a man made that law. How would you just assume a man made that law?
Exactly.
It could have been a woman who made that law.
Exactly, Clarissa Shultz.
Wow. I am disappointed. I am disappointed in you making that judgment right there.
What was Mississippi?
Clarissa says she chose Mississippi.
Mississippi was the
so was
the polygamy. That was the polygamy state.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said. You'll go to jail at. You don't know that. You don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know that a woman didn't make that law. It could have been some prudish woman. Like, we don't need this much. All we need is 5.
Yeah. She could have felt the same way like me. If a woman need more than 6, she might feel like she need a man. Then see that I mean? That's how she could have felt about it on the flip side.
Lord,
what was South Carolina again? Which one was that?
South Carolina was the promise of marriage. You can't do a false promise.
No, she changed her mind too much. Yeah, I couldn't be there neither. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hey, I loved you yesterday.
Man, look, if you making promises just to get the cat, man, like work on your strength of your G, man. That's all I say. South Carolina need to work on that game. And that's if y'all doing it, if they doing it that much, they had to make a law about it. Like y'all, like,
and that's wild. So how soon are you proposing? Because like,
stand up, South Carolina.
The average,
make who abolish that law.
Yeah, how soon are they proposing though? Because think about it, like you can't be doing that to get no ass. Because how many people are waiting to even a second date to have sex? You know what I'm saying? So how soon are you proposing on the phone?
I don't know, Jack. How many drinks it take? Like, girl, I'll marry you before you moist. You know, I marry you tomorrow. Let's go home. Let's get out.
I ain't never had to say that. Yeah, that's crazy.
There's some people listening now just had flashbacks of how many times that worked.
Like, I wish I lived in South Carolina. I would take the jail.
Don't be ashamed. You had a good time that night. Don't be ashamed. Hey,
Don't be ashamed.
Don't be ashamed.
All right, as we get up out of here, something else I don't want you guys to be ashamed of is on my Netflix and chill segment. Michelle Obama, we touched on this a little bit, but she has a show on Netflix called Later Daters, based here in Georgia. So these are people in their 50s and 60s and 70s that are dating, looking for love. And I immediately thought of Randy and Jackie because y'all the only ones that's close to that age. Because we all know I'm 21. But when I thought about y'all age and how close you are to it, I was like, damn, this is so y'all should go on. But I watched episode 1. It was kind of interesting, man. I mean, you see older people, you know, some have lost a spouse, you know, some have, you know, to death, you know, old age. Some were divorced and just kind of wasn't into the game. And they're trying to re-enter. And you see like these cute grandpas and grandmas, they 65, 70 years old. And hey, Tina, well, hey, Charlie, how you doing? Charlie, oh, I'm doing good. How are you? And it's just like, it's cute. That's the only word I can think of. It's cute because you want everybody to have love, man. I'm not against it. I'm for love. Go find your goddamn love and get some help finding it. You know what I'm saying? So I just, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it, but I'm glad I watched episode 1. I'm glad I watched episode 1.
You already watched it.
Yeah, I just watched 1 episode. I don't know if it's gonna draw me back into it. It's cute, but it ain't everyday cute. I don't need to see these 70-year-olds kissing and shit, teeth falling out their mouth, all kind of shit.
Michelle Obama might be ahead of her time because the way things are going with marriages now, I can see that being a big show in the next 5 to 10 years. Because a lot of people are not.
Study just came. Yeah, study just came up. There are more single people over the age of 55 than ever in damn near history.
Yeah.
So people are like hitting their twilight single. Well, so shit, all of us are single, and real talk, we not that far from the twilight.
All these women doing that with the sexy red watch. They're gonna be the older ones on these shows. Watch.
Look, I'm not saying that is
Chris just made 3 months for sex. That's called. What do you call that?
90 days. That's 90-day probation. That's like that's before you can join. You can't join the stock program. You get new jobs. That's a probation period.
Can a man wait 90 days to take you on a date? That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Like I think that you should do individually what's best for you, and that goes for anybody. Whether you're doing it on the first date or you're doing it on the first year, or wait till 20 years later. Whatever worked for you, work for you. Absolutely. But if a woman told me she had a set time period that wasn't based on our connection, wasn't based on our attraction, wasn't based on our particular circumstance, she just has a rule of 90 days, that would be the last time I talked to her. Like you made no allotment for difference in people. Like I could be different from the other dude, or different from that dude, or he could be different from me. If you just got a rule that says 90 days, man, I'm not jacking that. I'm like, come on, dog. Every human is different. You have a blanket rule for every man you meet in your life. That just means that means you don't have control. And you gotta just make up a rule.
Somebody said that to you before? Gave you 90 days?
And I ain't never, no, hell no.
Okay, I'm saying.
I ain't mean to say it that way either.
You kind of came with it then. Whoa.
Well, I mean, like ain't nobody. I've never experienced that. I literally just said, how are they proposing? Because most people are having sex on the first or second date. So why are they even proposing? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long were you waiting that you had to propose?
I wouldn't say most people are. It depends on everybody's morals and their values. You know what I mean? There are some people who do that, but there are some people who prefer to wait, and that's okay too, right?
But I also don't do strangers.
There are some guys who don't mind waiting 3 months or till we get married, or there are some people in the world who those are their values, right? And and no matter how you feel about that, you know what I mean? If that's how they feel, it's somebody out there who feel that same way, right? And we knocking it.
I'm knocking it. What the hell are you waiting for? But I will say this. She said she a freaky prude. What the hell is a freaky prude?
Yeah. I don't even know what that means. That's a white people freaky joke, right?
No, I know what that means. Oh,
okay. It's not a white people. It's just a freaky joke. Tell what it means.
An example. I'll give you an example. They're the ones, like, you remember they used to have like the little pure romance parties where they used to sell little sex toys and stuff. A lot of women used to go.
No,
so you
I know.
always have these.
I've been throwing a couple.
You would always have these women that I would call freaky prude because they would always go, but they would always be the ones to be like, "Oh no, I don't do that," or "Oh no, we gotta do that." Oh my God, girl, we talking about.
But they at the party.
But they're there. But they're there because they're free.
Hey, why you here? You ain't buying nothing, but you picking up stuff and putting it back. Like, oh, it does what? You put that in the where? No, I don't want to buy it.
Give me two. Give me 5 so I don't go to jail for having 6.
No, she go home and Amazon hers. She don't buy nothing.
Hey, Randy. Give me 5 of them so I don't go to jail for having 6. But another topic we get to another day is I don't really date strangers.
What?
So if I met somebody today, we went on a date tomorrow, that would feel like, whoa, quick. You know what I'm saying? But I don't date like strangers. So that's my caveat. But having said that, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Before we get out of here, Randy, do you have something for us for Man Up Monday?
Well, I've around the end of this year, we're gonna be, and I'm gonna stay in this lane as we wind down for the end of the year that we're preparing for the next. So I'll talk a lot about this tomorrow. And you'll see we'll be coming from as men. If we fail to plan, we plan to fail. So now is the time as a man for you to start to reevaluate. try to reevaluate, look at where you are, and then be grateful for whatever you landed at, right? Because the gratitude of what you've accomplished, no matter if you're not where you wanted to be and you didn't end up exactly where you were, you're not a failure, right? Have gratitude for wherever you landed at, and then take where you fell short and use that as the fuel to make sure that you that goes into next year, that these areas we gonna make sure that we don't hit those roles again. So now is that reevaluation time. And I'll be on this for the last Mondays going into January about right now we reevaluating and then we refueling and we relaunching.
Man Up Monday. Man Up Monday. Now, I'm gonna add my 2 cents, and Jack, I want you to add something. So I'm gonna give you a chance to think of something for the ladies for the Woman Up Monday or Woman Up Wednesday, whatever. Just give you a chance to tackle that. But I always say, when I looked at like good times and bad times and victories and losses and being resilient was always a big key to me. No matter what I went through, I just kept fighting. And I tell people all the time, I'm not here because I fell down. I'm here because I got up. And that is what I remind myself of all the time. Like, dog, You are not here because you failed. You're here because you got back up.
That's right.
And that means something to me. That is one of my most favorite quotes. And also when you don't hit your goal and you don't get to the level you want to, or you fall short a little bit, something my Aunt Joyce used to always tell me, like, don't sit in it, don't stew in it. Even if you do great, don't sit in that, because this too shall pass. Life is sometimes about seasons. Sometimes it's a winning season, but no, it's going to leave at some point. It could be a losing season. No, you can get rid of that at some point. This too shall pass. So if you had your best week ever, celebrate it to a degree, work harder next week. If you had your worst week ever, belabor it a little bit to a degree, work harder next week. No matter how your week was last week, you know what the goal is next week? Work harder, work smarter, be more productive. So if you realize that no matter what happened this week, you got to do better next week. Whether you had a great week or a terrible week, you still got to do better next week. Why even lay in that bullshit? Why even sit in it? You know you got to do better next week no matter what. If you sit in the negativity, it's going to be harder to do better next week. If you lay in the happiness and the joy, it's going to be a little harder to do it next week. Just divorce yourself from all that shit. All that shit. And man up when Monday comes.
Hey,
it's on you.
Gratitude is your superpower.
To piggyback,
I'm about to cite that in the chat.
To piggyback off of New, you are going to have your wins and losses, but it's always a learning season all year round. It's always learning season. So you're going to learn either way. And also for the holiday season, I want everybody, men, women, children, be careful, be wary about these scammers. They're hitting the emails, they're hitting your text messages, they're calling you, they're sending you links to click on. So just be wary of what you are doing with your phone. Your surroundings with ladies when you're out shopping. Be aware of your surroundings. People leave money on the ground. Do not pick it up. People leave something on your car. Do not pick it up. Just keep it moving, because they are poisoning a lot of women and kidnapping them. So just be wary of just be aware of your surroundings. If you have to get out late at night, please take a male figure, whether it be your husband, whether it be, your boyfriend or whoever, but please have a male figure with you. And just be aware. Get distracted a lot with our phones. We get distracted a lot with our phones. So just pay attention, especially if you have your kids with you. You want to make it through the holiday season, and also check on your people. It is holiday season. People have lost people in their lives, and they're going through a tough time. So just check on your people, love on your people, and have a great week.
And that poisoning thing, picking stuff off the ground, we did cover that on a pod a while ago, and that is a real thing, Clarissa. That's a real thing.
Yes, it is.
So we gave y'all all the good info you needed, all the good energy you needed to go out there and have an amazing week. I expect you all to have an amazing week. I expect next Sunday, Gambia. Break it down, man. Let me put up our charts so we can shout out our people that's been tuning in. United States, I need y'all to get it together a little bit. Y'all been slacking a little bit. We need to be on the top 200, and that number 250. Let's get it together. All right. But so far on the charts, let's see. We're top 200 in Nigeria, top 16 in Costa Rica. Sounds like Costa Rica. I went on vacation in Costa Rica this year, and I think some of the ladies that I was cha-cha with got us on the charts. Sri Lanka, we're number 34 in their news, period. They don't go to the AP, Randy. They go to us. They don't go to AP poll. They go to us for news. And then in the entertainment news, we number 5 in the whole country of Sri Lanka.
We'd be number 1.
Shout out to Ghana. We in the top 125.
Ghana, we love you, Ghana.
Yes.
Gambia news, we in the top 250. Gambia entertainment news, we are number 32.
Y'all know y'all my people.
You know it. And just so you guys, I think we did this before, but I'm gonna give you an idea of how we rank in the United States. Who's listening to us the most here in the country? 37% of our listeners are in Georgia. 6.4% of our listeners are in Cali. 5.55, that's an angel number, of our listeners are in Maryland. And I'll stop with Texas with another 5%. And we don't South Carolina.
All my Maryland people, all my Maryland lovers, the DMV. We hit.
You know,
look, hey, look, give it up. Look, DMV standing up. Talking about you, United States need to stand up. The M in the DMV, we in here. Stand up, Maryland.
I know for 2025, I'm coming to get me some mambo sauce. That's what I'm trying to
do. Who told Jackie about mambo sauce?
Don't worry about it.
Jack, when you hit the city, I'm gonna make sure you get it all. We gonna take you to all the spots. You getting steak and cheese, you getting mambo sauce. We gonna get you some. We getting you some crabs. You gonna get the whole experience.
Gotcha.
We're gonna take you. We're gonna take you to new crazy neighborhood. We just gonna drive through there. We ain't gonna stop. We can get out where I used to live at. We just gonna drive through his. We gonna drive through his.
We're gonna be playing this the whole time.
She ain't got no clue what that is.
I've heard that before.
Hey, but if you watch Alex Ross on Prime, the band on episode 1, it's all DC.
Have an amazing Monday.
Can't be
Hey, Clarissa, this is called go-go music. It's a music DC made up. We didn't create hip-hop, but we did create go-go.
Hey, and we got a whole museum now. So next time you're in DC, check out the Go-Go Museum. Just opened this month, Washington, D.C.
Netflix and chill.